Hey friends, so here we go again. We are on day 3 of the miracles of the Gospel of John. But first, we're going to talk about Bob Dylan, my favorite. So Marc Maron, if you're listening, we're about to talk about the Visions of Johanna, which is a song that I have heard you say, if you could only understand all of the mysteries of the Visions of Johanna, that you'd feel like you had it all figured out. So I'm going to do my best to help you out right now, dog. We're only going to do the first verse. Maybe I'll do the rest later, but I don't know. I don't feel like doing the whole thing right now, and, you probably are not even going to watch this, man. So, whatever. Ain't it just like the night to play tricks when you're trying to be so quiet? Alright, Bob Dylan he's a very frightened man. He's paranoid, he's frightened, he's receiving visions of a woman named Johanna when he's just trying to be still in the night with a woman named Louise. Alright, that's what this song is about. This song is about believing that the love that you deserve, that the real love in your life is somewhere outside. It's somewhere else. It's like a different woman. It's not the woman you're with. It's Johanna. So of course someone is paranoid and scared and just unable to accept the world for what it is, would feel like the night itself is playing tricks on him. All he's trying to do is be quiet. I keep turning the camera because I keep thinking I'm paranoid. I'm also paranoid. I keep thinking I'm turning the camera off on accident because I'm not looking at the front. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so ain't it just like the night to play tricks when we're trying to be so quiet? We sit here stranded, but we're all doing our best to deny it. It's pretty obvious, right? We're all stranded, especially if you're Bob Dylan. They're not stranded. They're not alone. They don't even need to deny it. They're together. But because Bob won't let them be together, because he has in his head this idea that the love for both of them is outside, they are stranded. And they're doing their best to deny it. They're probably fucking, they're probably doing whatever they can to pretend like the love is in that room. But it's not, because Bob won't let it be. And Louise holds a handful of rain, tempting you to defy it. That's the most paranoid thing I've ever heard. Alright, I've been there so many times. She's holding a handful of rain. She's just holding something real, something from the earth, and just showing it to you. But what do you think? You think she's tempting you. You think she's lying to you. You think that she is tempting you into denying the rain itself, which she doesn't need to tempt you to do, Bob. You're already doing it. You're doing it with your paranoia, just by believing that she's doing it. Alright? Lights flicker in the opposite loft, but in this room the heat pipes just cough. The lights are outside. They're flickering, but they're there. Bob knows where the light is. It's in the opposite loft. It's with Johanna. It's not with him. He's in a room where the heat pipes don't even work, where it's cold. He can't even feel warmth. Those heat pipes are working, The coughing is the noise that they're making. But for him, they're just coughing. You can't even hear them. And the country music station plays soft. There's nothing to turn off. Because he can't hear anything. He can't hear He can't feel. He can't be in that room with that woman. He wants to turn the music off, but he doesn't even hear it. But really what he wants to turn off is Louise. There's nothing to turn off. Just Louise and her lover so entwined. He can't even tell her that he is her lover. And you know that, right? Bob Dylan and Louise, they've just made love. They've had sex with each other. They're laying in bed. They're entwined. But in that moment when he's telling you, he has to go outside of himself. And he has to be a person who is watching Louise and her lover. That's how much he is denying his own experience. Because for him, what he's experiencing is these visions of Johanna that have conquered his mind. Love is on the outside. It's not with the person that loves you, that you just made love with. No, it's on the outside for Bob. That's it, I think. I think that's the first verse. I'm not going to do any of the other ones right now. Instead, we're going to talk about the third miracle of Jesus Christ. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this camera around. Oh, good. I didn't turn the camera off. I got the whole thing. 6 minutes. I'm always like really scared when I turn the camera around that it's gonna say something like you fucked up and the whole thing is deleted, because that literally happens to me all the time. So what happens in the third miracle is that Jesus, he goes near a pool called Bethesda. It's a healing pool that people go to, and it is always said that the first person who gets there will be healed from whatever ailment they have. Which, I don't know if you're a gamer, but isn't it kind of nice to know that Bethesda thinks of themselves as a company, like a pool that will heal you? Like if you can just go swim in their waters and enjoy their recreation, that you'll be healed. It's too bad about their games, though. So Jesus isn't at the pool. He's talking to a sick man who's been paralyzed for years, and he wants to go get healed at the pool. And he says, Jesus, I just want to go get healed. And I know that when the waters get all stirred up by the angels, that means the first person to get in the pool is going to be healed. But I need somebody to carry me. I can't do it on my own. And Jesus says to him, do you want to be healed? And the guy just looks at him probably. And then he says, well then get up and go. Walk to the pool. Pick up your mat and walk. And he just does it. He picks up his mat and walks. And everybody is just amazed that this man who hasn't been able to walk for years was able to hear the words of Jesus, and he was able to walk. And it's the same as the second miracle, because the miracles of Jesus Christ are just about love and belief and love and belief in Jesus Christ. That's all it's about. So when this man who knows that a teacher of miracles and of healing is in town, he knows that he will be his salvation. And he thinks that he's going to actually be carried to the pool by Christ. He says, teacher, please take me there. And Jesus says, I don't need to take you there. Just go yourself. And he does. So that's just a nice little miracle. That's the third of the 7 miracles of the book of John. And tomorrow we're going to do my least favorite. Not that it's not miraculous, I just think it's boring to talk about. But I'm going to talk about it anyways because I love you. Okay? And you love me, right? So, subscribe to my Patreon. I don't have a Patreon yet. I mean, as of the time I recorded this. But like, I'm really realizing that nobody cares about Venmo, and I'm also pretty sure that Venmo is just for like friends and stuff, and not for artists and preachers and whatever. So I'm gonna start a Patreon, and you are gonna subscribe to it because you listen to me because we're friends. Okay? So the way the Patreon's gonna work, I'm gonna do these daily videos down by the river. You know, these daily preachings. Maybe on Sundays we'll do little longer ones. And all those will be put up on YouTube for free. But then I have other thoughts just all day because I'm all the time just on. And so I'm going to use Patreon to just put everything else up. Some of which, you know, those thoughts might make it into these videos. But a lot of them are just going to be random thoughts. Maybe it'll be nighttime and I'll be walking around and looking crazy. But it won't matter. Because the only people who are going to see it are the people who love me anyway. Because they're the people who are, you know, subscribed to my Patreon. Like, why would you do that if you're not on board? Come on. All right. Anyways, like, follow, and subscribe. And that's it for today. I think. And Sam, if you are watching this, you had better get lunch with me soon.